Well, gentlemen, it was another great and glorious week for fantasy football. It's time for your matchup recaps. Of course, we're doing a recap because I kicked Joe's monkey ass up and down the field. On the real, though, feel bad for Joe a little bit. He had the second highest point total in the league, still lost by damn near 40. That being said, a lot of you are going to point to Jonathan Taylor's 50-point game, which can't be discounted. That's incredible. But if I would have gotten just 20 yards from Jonathan Taylor, I still would have beaten Joe. So if he would have done nothing, just carried the ball for 20 yards, I still would have won. But that being said, I want to take a minute to talk about my son, JT, who is the greatest running back in the history of football. I'm ready to go there already. Look, he was facing the number one run defense. All the experts were fading him this week. They were saying, oh, he's going to have a tough go. He's had too many great games in a row. By the way, what kind of a stupid ass argument is that? He's done too well? What? So in any event, that is a real thing that I saw on Twitter that, Taylor had done too well. He was due for a bad game. Taylor doesn't give a shit about your top-ranked run defense. He went out there and destroyed them. To take a quote from Tony Sr., he threw them down in the sand and kicked sand in their face and took their lunch money. I mean, that was just an absolute beating. Taylor now is in the record books with LaDainian Tomlinson as the only two guys to ever have over 100 scrimmage yards and a touchdown in 8 straight games. If he does it again, he'll be the only player to have ever done that 9 games in a row. Stephon Diggs is a touchdown machine now, apparently. How about Travis Kelce? Jared finally gets CEH healthy, and the Chiefs make Travis Kelce the goal line back now. Hope it continues. Looks fantastic. And sorry about your luck, Jared. Not really, though. Brandon Ayuk is full-on back. He looks fantastic. Dalvin Cook shredded the Packers. He always does. How about that Patriots defense, the gift that just keeps on giving from Tony Sr.? That Patriots D is the best in fantasy, bar none. If the Patriots defense was a wide receiver, they would be the wide receiver 6 on the season. So they'd be a mid-range wide receiver 1. About on par with a DK Metcalf, a little bit better than DK. So there you go. On Joe's side of things, Freiermuth outscored Hawkinson, just like I said he would. Hawkinson sucked ass, just like I said he would. I knew Justin Jefferson was in for a big game. Mike Williams low-key sucked in that game. And I say low-key because he caught a 53-yard touchdown, which is basically what he needs to prop up his value. That was 12 of his 15 points. Mike Williams sucks, guys. I'm honestly not concerned about Joe moving forward in the slightest. But there you go. That was your matchup there. Now, we got John Heyman knocking off Jared behind Austin Eckler's 35-point explosion. That was 15 points behind Jonathan Taylor. So that's cute. Eckler with his little 35-point game still sucks compared to JT, just like everybody else. Jamar Chase, 10 points, getting back on the board there. Basically getting lucky with a touchdown. Same thing with Adam Thielen, basically getting lucky with a touchdown. Heyman's got a good team. I mean, Kyle Pitts sucks ass, but other than that, most of your tight ends suck. It's basically do you have Travis Kelce? No, then your tight end sucks. On Jared's side of things, great performance by Herbert, but just couldn't match Eckler. Swift had a great big run at the end of the game. Just bad luck. Jared just can't win. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you shouldn't have been talking shit on The Undertaker in the chat a couple years ago, and you wouldn't be in this position. I don't know. Fantasy gods hate you, man. They hate your guts. Now, Justin getting his second win in a row, taking down Tony Unbelievable. Justin with a 75-point explosion. Explosion for Justin. 26.38 out of booty scooting Cam Newton. Huge game for Justin. McCaffrey, 17.9. And by the way, I got to get this off of my chest too. McCaffrey, everybody keeps ranking him number one, projecting him number one, and every week he finishes way behind Jonathan Taylor. He's not number one. Stop it. He's just not. You all need to let it go. It's just like Joe with TJ Hawkinson. You guys need to let it go. It's over. Taylor's number one. Nobody and nothing can stop him. Now, but still, solid game from little bitch Christian McCaffrey. Now, Godwin, 13.2, good effort. Other than that, not really much else you can say. The rest of Justin's team was absolute dog shit. The only thing is it was better than Tony's team. Tony's team was horrendous this last week. Michael Pittman Jr. just absolutely pooped his big boy pants, 2.3 points. Joe Burrow sucked at Vegas. Zeke goes back to being a turd. A.J. Dillon, though, was the big letdown. I thought if he was the featured back against Minnesota, he'd put up a huge effort. He didn't. He sucked. So there you go. Tony loses to Justin. Now, we got Vetri knocking off Reese 78-61. Again, huge explosion for Vetri, 78 points. Negative performance from Dak, negative 1.68, still gets the W. Reese's team is in a straight free fall. A.J. Brown cannot stay on the field for a whole game. He's basically taking a page out of Julio Jones's book, but like 10 years too early. Saquon Barkley sucks. I don't know what to tell you guys. I've been telling you he sucks the whole time. So, I told you guys that John ripped Reese off. You all know it. And it's holding true because Mike Evans keeps producing and Saquon Barkley sucks. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our special guest, Tony Sr., who is going to give you the recap for his matchup with Jason. Take it away, Tony Sr.
Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. And it is a happy Tuesday. I just wanted to go over our little matchup with Jason Exotic versus who trades the MVP? Who indeed?
Good question.
Well, let's take a look at Jason's team. One of the things, he has one of the best quarterbacks there is, Pat Mahomes. But what he didn't know is I was going to be in Kansas City this week. And I had a little chat with Pat. And I said, I told him the whole story of Jason and how I really wanted to win this one. And I asked Pat, I said, is there something you can do to win the game but cost Jason his game? Pat goes, I got you, buddy. And he took care of me. So Pat's a good friend of mine. Really appreciate the effort he put in, giving Jason 2.3 points. Didn't help a lot. But as far as Jason goes, he did have some good performances. Joe Mixon put up 24 points. Elijah Moore put up a bit. Oh, wait. Elijah was on your bench. But you did have Zachary. He was on your bench, too. A couple of 20-point scorers.
Out of a tight end. Ouch.
Wow.
Woo.
Okay.
Not a lot of those going around.
So there you go. Terry McLaurin put up a good game. The Tennessee D versus Houston, you would think would be a good play. Not so much. Houston decided they were going to play football this week, and they put it on the Tennessee D. On my end of the matchup, we had Debo. Thank you, Jared. I really like Debo. He's a good guy. Jared did very well. Waddle's another one that's been passed around a little bit, but I wound up with him. The big surprise, Devontae Freeman. He put up a good, I thought I was going to lose this because I was supposed to lose to Jason by 10 points, but Devontae Freeman really helped me. I had absolutely nothing on my bench. My entire score on my bench was Carson Wentz putting up less than 10 points. That was it. Everybody else is hurt. But The difference in the whole matchup, I got 2 words for you. Aaron freaking Rodgers. Oh, that's 3 words. Well, that's okay. But let's recap a little bit. Jason has been talking crap about Aaron Rodgers for years. Then, wearing an Aaron Rodgers jersey at the draft, he drafts Aaron Rodgers as a spite pick. Then he says he's going to sit and rot on my bench all season. Well, that didn't happen. He wound up coming home where he always is, where he belongs, and puts up almost 34 points to beat Jason. So, Jason, how's that taste? On my end, it tastes great. I'm enjoying it, and we'll see you all in the playoffs. Do you have anything else, commish?
I don't, but we're not going to see all of them in the playoffs. It's going to be you, me, and 2 other losers because we're on a collision course for another father-son championship.
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers.
See you guys for the preview in a few days.
See you later. And I need to shut it off.